All right. So in your comfortable position, we're going to take some breaths together. I'll be counting you in for 2 rounds, and then you can continue for another 5 to 6 rounds yourself while I tell you what the context or the background of this session. So what we'll do is we'll breathe in or inhale to the count of 4, then hold for 2 and exhale for 6. And if this is in any way uncomfortable for you, then you can, just ease into a normal breath that feels more natural. So we'll breathe in for 3, 2, 1, and then hold. 1, 2. Breathing out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in 4, 3, 2, 1, and then hold 2, 1. Breathing out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you can continue. And while you do this, I'm just going to tell you the backstory of how this came to me. So the other day I received an insight to create an energy session to help all of us integrate more smoothly. It's not going to be seamless, but more smoothly into our new physical form. And yes, we are growing a new form, and our biology is definitely changing, and it might be very subtle to us, but it's definitely changing. And the main reason for this change is so that it can be more in line with the Earth's new electromagnetic frequency, which has always been hovering about, and I don't know too much about it, but I know it's always been averaging about 7.8 hertz. The main band, I think there are several, and there's been some spikes measured to the magnitude of, like triple that level in recent times, and certainly over the last 10 years. So what that means is, as it becomes the normal, which the trend indicates that it is going to be a higher resonance, we will have to adjust as part of Earth because we are part of the planet and we are being pulled to do the same. So at the same time, our frequency is also changing. There's a lot of stress being placed on the whole biology as that's shifting to that new frequency. And one of the major changes that I've become aware of is that our structure is going to become more crystalline and replacing some, if not most, of the energy systems that we are operating on at the moment. The most well-known being, the chakra system, but also the meridian system as well. So I might have lost some of you already. Sorry, just think of this, if it's all sounding too crazy, just think of it as a nice bedtime story. So while all this is happening, there's a lot of density at an individual and also at a collective level that we need to purge and release in order to reach that comparable, compatible frequency with the new Earth frequency. And I think all of us can attest to this, having experienced the roller coaster the last 18 months. So we're growing into this new biology or into this new form. So imagine it, imagine a factory. So imagine all the teething issues that comes along with commissioning a new manufacturing line. And I don't know if all of you can relate, but I certainly can, because I worked in the food industry for a number of years. So it's not just commissioning a new manufacturing line, we're commissioning think of a difference. Each system is a factory, and we have to commission multiple upon multiples of factories in this period. So that puts a lot of stress on the physical body, like a lot, because as we are coming online, we are needing to develop new neurophysiology. Our minerals are reorganizing, the cells are reorganizing, the new DNA is activating, protein structures are changing. And I'm certainly seeing it a lot in my clients with weird aches and pains and intense emotions and relationship triggers, and extreme mental stress. Some, mind you, and this is another phenomenon that I've observed, some of these pains and weird tension, muscular tension that they're experiencing is not even theirs. So when I try and seek out what the origin is, it's attributing to, it's like the collective stress that's causing it. So that is also an indication that we're moving towards more of a, if you're familiar with the Ra material, they call it a social memory complex, where the individual consciousness are kind of melding with the collective consciousness, and we're forming just one. So we're experiencing each other's emotions, we're experiencing each other's pain. And at this point in time, it's only a little bit, but I think it's going to become more and more common as we move through this phase. And so again, this is only a very rudimentary understanding based on what comes through me at a very conceptual level and based on my interpretation. What I understand of it as well is that it will somewhat bypass a lot of our mental processes as we come more into form or more integrated into this new form. And it allows us, excuse me, to feel and process our environment and other stimulus around us more accurately, because we're not overthinking everything, and also more simultaneously. So what I imagine this will help us do is to enable more of an open-hearted, or perhaps even like a more true to spirit form of expression. So it's literally just feeling, I'm sensing, I'm feeling, and then I'm expressing pretty much like straight away. So I know, again, this may sound completely insane and super cray-cray to some of you, and that's okay, because sometimes it is kind of crazy to me as well. But I did want to include this at the start to give you an understanding on why we're doing this. However, having said that, for those of you just looking for a more relaxing experience, it doesn't really matter what context we're doing this in. An energy balance, it simply just means it's creating more harmony on a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual level. So within this energetic space, I aim to facilitate the creation of that harmony in all of us, by helping us shift and transmute some old patterning and density that's really no longer a good match to this state of being that we really want to be in. So if nothing else, I hope this is what you will experience this evening. So without further ado, I'm going to now just create and set up this energetic space, and I'm going to tune into our energy, including mine. to start by checking our foundational energy centers. I do that in every session, whether it's on an individual level or group sessions. I can talk you through it so that you can just bring your awareness gently to that area, but it's not, if you don't want to, that's fine as well. So the first one is between the kidneys and the back of the Ming Man. And then the one directly in front, just below the belly button. And then the lower dantian. There's the one just in front of the sacrum, which is indicating that it's not balanced at a collective level, so I'll have a look at that. Another one is it's called the upper jowl, which is the chest area. That's also indicating to be not balanced. I'm just going to write this down. Middle jowl, this is the upper abdomen. And then lower jowl. So there are three that is showing to be not in good operating order, which is the upper jowl, the middle jowl, and the one that is just in front of the sacrum. So I'm just going to see if there is a priority for me to balance this in, because sometimes if you balance the priority, it will balance the others. I'm going to balance the one just in front of the sacrum. So if you like, you can bring your awareness to that area. This is related to a pattern. And this pattern is afraid to feel. Afraid to feel. Is it something specific? Feel what? Feel other people's. Afraid to feel other people's physical pain. Accuracy 0 to 50, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Origin. Do I have to know the origin? Do I have permission to neutralize and transmute this? Is there something underlying this pattern? the sacrum is now balanced, I'm going to see if I need to balance the other two. One at the heart center is balanced, and then middle jaw. Okay, I'm going to recheck all of them now. Amen. Okay, one last one. This is located on the third thoracic vertebrae, T3. Let's see what this one's related to. Pattern. It's a pattern shared by the group. Okay, so the word is greed. Let me see if I can find some context on this. Experiencing this is my perception, so our collective perception of greed. Among our fellow humans. And although that might be true, it's a judgment that we're holding, and that's also creating some stagnation in our energy system. So let me see here. Entities. So there are entities within this collective form. It's in a meridian, it's in an organ, fire, earth, metal, large intestine. So this energy is being held in the large intestine organ. So if you like now, you can gently bring your awareness to your lower abdomen. back to checking that energy center on T3. Okay, so that's balanced now. Next, it's a pattern belief, current state. Feelings. Afraid of feelings. Afraid of feelings. Afraid to feel. Okay, so this is a pattern of being afraid to feel other people's feelings. So I'm noticing a pattern here, and that's, as we're integrating this new way of being, a lot of it will be moving towards having not a lot of boundaries between beings. So if you remember, there was an earlier blockage coming up where it was about afraid of feeling other people's pain, and this is now related to being afraid to feel other people's feelings or emotions. And I guess the invitation for this session is, even though at the moment it's healthy to have our boundaries, so that we can process our own stuff rather than being consumed by other people's baggage, we have to be open to a new reality where everything is shared. So it's not just the thoughts and talents and skills and being able to communicate with each other telepathically. It's also having an unconditional compassion and love for all humans, so that we are open to experiencing the pain, we're open to experiencing the emotions. Organ. So I'm going to ask you now to just bring your awareness to your right kidney area, and I'll be releasing some stuck energy there. Next one is a belief about not being able to hold on to anything of value. And what we value in this context is our own sense of worthiness, so our self-worth. And this comes up a lot in sessions when there's this distorted perception that we can lose our worth. Because the truth is, even if we don't do anything, we carry infinite worth already. That just comes from being an incarnated soul. So I'm just trying to work out how this is connected to being disconnected from nature. So holding this belief that I can lose my worth means, okay, so this is coming to me, means that I'll be forever seeking evidence of this worth through external means, and through this seeking I become more and more disconnected from nature. Is there anything else? I have permission to balance and transmute this across all timelines, space, dimensions, and realities. For this group. Okay, and this energy or this pattern is being held in an energy center or meridian, extraordinary, the ordinary 12, fire, earth, metal, water. Which one? Metal. Large intestine. So lots of metal, large intestine related stuff is coming up tonight. The large intestine in meridian on the left side. So to balance this, I'm going to be releasing some sound codes. I hope it's not too jarring. I don't know how it's going to sound. Just prepare yourself. And who's coming through? Mike, Oracle. Oh, okay. So this is the energy of Gaia coming through as a sound vibration. so I hope that didn't scare anyone. But quite appropriate that Gaia came through, given that we were addressing something that was dealing with our disconnection from nature. Next pattern we're going to look at is hanging on. We love hanging on. And I guess it's because it provides us a sense of security, whether that's, hanging on to certainty or hanging on to things that gives us a sense of safety. What is keeping that pattern active? Okay, so entities in organ, fire, earth, metal, lung, particular side, left, right side, lung. If you like, you can bring your awareness to that part of your body. what I'd like you to do now is to come back into the awareness of your space and your surroundings. Noticing any sounds. Gauging the temperature of your room. Coming back into some deeper breaths. Doing a quick body scan, checking in to see how you're feeling physically, mentally, and emotionally. Introducing some small movements in your fingers and your toes, maybe your wrists and your ankles. I don't want to wake you up too much, because if you're in bed already, you might just want to roll over and sleep. If you like to share any feedback, however, you can do so tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm going to let you drift off. Hopefully you will get a good night's sleep tonight,